Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. We've got quite an episode today because there's controversy, and whew, this is gonna push people one way or the other. I'm so ready for the comment section. Are you ready for Nintendo's big new problem? We've also got new Switch games leaks. All right, multiple games have appeared on the internet, and yeah, they're coming to Switch. So I want to tell you all about what's going down and what you can look forward to. Plus, we got new information on Pokemon, including the sizes of the games, the pre-order bonuses, and even more in store. But it's this dastardly controversy that has captured my attention. So we got to talk about people's frustration. But first, what's going on, everybody? I love you a lot. Hopefully you're not having a frustrated day. Hopefully you're having an awesome day. Make sure to smash that like button and let me know in the comments down below what side you fall on of this. Today is also World Photography Day, and in celebration, my friends at Lexar are having a special Amazon Deal of the Day party with a ton of great deals on their SSDs, their memory cards, and their flash drives. Y'all know that I love Lexar for their Play Card. The best, fastest Switch memory card comes in all sorts of sizes, a great way to store all the coming Switch games, and they're just great people. They support Good Morning Mario. I love them a lot, so I'd love it if you guys would click the link in the description down below to check them out. It helps support the channel, and you can get some great stuff to fuel all of your photography and gaming needs. Let's get some of the news blasts out of the way first. We've got a bunch of games that have leaked, and these come via the ESRB, which is the ratings boards, which means, hey, that's pretty dang reliable. It's gonna happen. And then from BestBuy.com, yeah, they're leaking Switch stuff. Let's start off with the ESRB. We've got a new series of Disney classic games coming our way. Previously, we had Lion King and Aladdin, probably the two best, and coincidentally, my two favorite Disney movies of all time. But now they're adding The Jungle Book to the mix, and it looks like they are releasing a new physical version that includes Aladdin, Lion King, and The Jungle Book. So for those of you that have nostalgia for that era of Disney animation and those games back on the SNES and Genesis, this may be up your alley. Now maybe you prefer a different kind of alley, one that is shaking and quaking, all right? Also on ESRB, Quake for Nintendo Switch. Now, if you're not familiar, this is an OG shooter in the vein of Doom from the same people that made Doom, and apparently they're making a new one or a remake or a revitalized edition, and just like that, it is reality. Yeah, they announced that Quake is out now on Switch. You can grab it. It is like a revitalized edition, looking pretty nice, and the early impressions are great, so we totally called it. And we also know that a new Doom collection is coming fast because Best Buy leaked that on September 2nd, a new Doom Slayers collection is dropping for Switch. This is gonna bring in Doom, Doom 2, Doom 3, Doom 64, and Doom 2016 in one package. Basically all the Doom except Doom Eternal, the latest title. Now, Doom Slayers collection previously released on other platforms, but it did not include Doom 64, so this is like a complete anthology of everything Doom, and it's dropping in just a couple of weeks. So let me know in the comments down below if you plan on picking up any of those games, the Disney new collection, the Doom Slayers collection, or this mysterious Quake new version, revitalized special magic, maybe dropping today edition. Yesterday was the big Pokemon day with Pokemon Presents, and we've got even more details that have dropped this morning. All right, so we now know the sizes of these games, and this is interesting to me, all right? 2022 is supposed to be the year when bigger Switch cartridges become more popular and when more companies can just let their games fly in terms of file size, which should lead to bigger, better worlds and hopefully more exciting titles. But right now, let's take a look at Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Legends. What are their file sizes? Well, Brilliant Diamond is coming in at 10 gigabytes, which is interesting because Let's Go was 4.2. So this is 2.5 times the size of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, and Nintendo has said that there will be some sort of day one update that you need to download in order to access all the different aspects of the title. Now, Pokemon Legends is their big open world title. We're going to talk about Pokemon Legends, but This one is only 13 gigabytes. Now that's interesting to me because by all accounts, it looks like Pokemon Legends is a much bigger game in terms of scope and scale than Brilliant Diamond being a remake of an old title, and yet it's only 3 gigs larger. Now, Nintendo is very good at compressing their file sizes, and some of the top first-party games aren't all that large, so this isn't really an indicator of quality or length or really anything, but it's still interesting to note as you pre-order or prep for launch. Also, if you pre-order Pokemon Legends Arceus, you will receive a Hisuian Growlithe outfit for your main playable character. The best new Pokemon revealed, I think, is this awesome, cuddly looking Growlithe that comes from this region. He's got the horn, which is apparently very dangerous, but he doesn't use it unless he needs to, and he just wants to cuddle you. He kind of feels like a real shaggy dog, and I'm loving it. All right, buckle in, because we're about to get down and dirty, discussing the underbelly of Nintendo, the dark controversy that has emerged around something that should have been such a glorious moment. Pokemon Legends Arceus is the future of Pokemon, and for many fans, it's what we always dreamed Pokemon could be: open, running around. Your player character can take damage. Pokemon are just lurking, sending out attacks. You've got a base camp and crafting, and all this accessibility to the whole new world. But yesterday and today, many fans are pissed the heck off because they say this is not the future that Pokemon deserved, and this is not the future that hyped fans believe it is, because they say the game looks horrible, underdeveloped, and like they don't know what they're doing. So I need you all to weigh in after our little discussion here. Do you think Pokemon Legends Arceus looks great and you're hyped? Or do you agree with this brewing controversy that the game looks awful? Now, Pokemon fans are known for being a little bit dicey, right? They can go back and forth and they can be very, very nitpicky. But I do understand some of what they're saying here. You know, my first blush instinct was, oh my gosh, wow. But then they start bringing up these comparisons. They look at different games like Breath of the Wild, which occurred in the first year of Nintendo Switch, the first day, 2017, and they showed that open world. Now, Pokemon Legends Arceus does have an open world, but it is really open. And the main issue here is that they feel like Pokemon Legends Arceus is just empty and bland and drab, and like they didn't spend enough time or money to make this what it could be. All right, so you have sparse trees and they're all the same size. You got these vistas with nothing in the distance. Now, of course, this isn't the entire game. It's not all of the game, but as you compare the screenshots consistently, this game does not have much going on out there. And outside of the up-close Pokemon hunting and battling, a lot of the scenes just seem like big open fields, plains with explorable area, but not much to explore. I've seen a lot of comparisons to Skyrim, which, as we know, is an ancient game at this point, and they show the foliage and the trees and the depth of field and the draw distance, and it all seems to be better. Now, the Switch, it's no graphical horsepower hooligan, but it was able to do Breath of the Wild, The Witcher 3, and Skyrim, and all those games have very, very deep, detailed worlds. They're also complaining about the main village shown off here in the Hisuian region and saying all the houses look the same. There's not a lot of detail, and it feels, again, like a very static and sterile world. And I see what they're saying, but for me, it's much more about the gameplay. Yeah, in a perfect world, Nintendo Switch has PS5 level visuals, and they're able to pull off the most incredible Pokemon vision we've ever seen. But has Pokemon ever been about the graphics? I mean, go back to the Game Boy era. Was Red and Blue just this wonderkind of visual prowess? No, it was about the Pokemon and the playing. It was about the trading and the battling, and this game is making evolutionary steps in those ways. And we're overlooking all of the newfound features because the visuals aren't up to snuff. Now, I do agree that this game could look better, and as I see the comparisons, I'm a bit worried about how much you'll be able to do. You can't really have a big open world where you just wander aimlessly. You need to fill that in with a lot of elements, interesting sights to see, and maybe even some secrets to find. I hope Pokemon Legends has all of that. But I want to emphasize that this game is doing a lot of the things that we've always wished Pokemon would do. And so I think the emphasis on visuals for a franchise that has never really been about the graphics is odd. There are some valid criticisms here, I definitely agree, but I think it's a bit overblown to say that this game looks awful and horrible when it's clearly trying to do new things that Pokemon has never done before. And instead of focusing on that and what it could bring from a play perspective, what it could bring from an imagination perspective, and what it could bring from a fun hands-on-the-controller perspective, we're looking solely at the gorgeousness of the graphics. And let me tell you, if gorgeousness is what you're after, well, the Switch probably isn't the primary system for you, because it's never going to look as technically good as a lot of its counterparts. I know Nintendo really usually has a great hand at artistic style. That's why a game like Mario Odyssey looks incredible, even if it doesn't have all the technical oomph. And I think that's where I fall on this. I wish they would have leaned more into the cool paintbrush stroke art style and would have gone more in that direction. I think if Pokemon Legends in gameplay looked more like some of the promotional shots, I don't think we'd see as much complaint because it would be this stylized world. There's also this element of like, hey, this is old-time Pokemon land before a lot of developments happen, and so maybe the world is intended to be more sparse, and it's more about you going out and hunting this Pokedex and exploring the barren wilds to find all these mysterious creatures. But probably most important here is that we just need to wait. Remember the overblown reaction to Pokemon Legends' first trailer when the frame rate was really chuggy? Well, they fixed all of that in the newest trailer, and they still have 5 months to go. Now, they're not going to completely revamp the entire open world, and I bet that most of what you see today is what you'll see in the full release, but there is a chance that they do develop the graphical style a bit. Look at Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Those games definitely got a passover or two and look a lot more charming. They didn't rewrite the code, they didn't completely overhaul the visual aesthetic, but they did improve it. And I think that just a little bit of extra foliage, a little extra fullness would go a long way to assuaging a lot of these worries, fears, and panics. And truly, at the end of the day, Pokemon is about the interaction with the Pokemon, and if they nail that, if they really have evolved the battles with their new strong and agile styles and the way that the turns rotate in a bit of a different style, if they really have evolved how you now can creep through the tall grass and hunt these Pokemon using different tactics to sneak up and capture, then that is what counts. Yes, the villages should be interesting and engaging. Yes, the character conversations should be in depth and something that we hold on to. Yes, the quests better be more than just fetch, fetch, fetch. But it's not too far-fetched to think that this game could be more than just what we saw yesterday. The first trailer didn't reveal hardly anything except a few vistas, and I bet there's much more to Pokemon Legends than what we saw in the Pokemon Presents. They do have a lot of months left, and I'm sure there'll be a big rollout of information and coverage before the game drops January 28th, and I expect that they're saving a lot of cool elements for later in the marketing cycle. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm still pumped for Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I hope they deliver. If the game ends up being boring and basic and there's not a lot to go on and do, then I'll say, yeah, the graphics were indicative of a really basic blah package. But if the actual playing is fun, then hey, it doesn't look the best, that's okay. Eager to read those comments, just like I'm eager to read the community polls every freaking evening. Make sure to check that community tab. Yesterday, I asked you about Pokemon, which game you're more excited for, and thankfully, it seems like a lot of you still do have high hopes for Pokemon Legends Arceus. 62% picked that one, compared to 18% picking Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. Interestingly, 19% of you said neither. Neither. You don't want either of the Pokemon games, or maybe you wanted a different type of Pokemon game, something that deviated even more from the formula. I think that's the big thing for me with Pokemon Legends. It is trying to move things in a different direction for a franchise and a company that typically does the same exact thing over and over and over again. And hey, I like to do that too, so we'll be back over and over again with more Good Morning Mario. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a happy, wonderful day. Make sure that you take a moment to go outside. There's this whole thing about the science of awe where you see stuff that is awe-inspiring, even like a really tall tree, or the fact that there are millions of leaves in the distance, and it just kind of calms the soul. We're creatures of nature, by nature, and we usually don't spend enough time out there. So take a moment, breathe in some fresh air, have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, everybody, I love you a lot. SwitchForce out.